So sitting onto the end of your mat for me, please. And I'm going to start us off today with baby puppy. So I'm going to let the knees come out a little bit wider. You've got your big toes touching behind you. And I'm going to slide the hands downwards towards the floor. So you've got options here. You can stay on your forearms, okay, release your forehead down. You could reach your arms up a little bit higher, and you could place your chest down and look up towards your thumbs. And just remaining there for a couple of breaths. And just feel that stretch coming up into the inner thighs, up into the shoulders and the upper back. Now, for some of you, you may want to go a bit further for the shoulders. All right, you don't have to, but here's my option, is to go into your full puppy stretch, in which case you're curling the toes, you have the knees together, and you're arching the back a little bit. And then as we creep the hands forwards, we're trying to get the chest on the floor, which is a bit of a deeper stretch. So if you think that's a bit too much, stay as you are. And now treading your hands back. And we'll start to draw the body along the ground, staying close to the floor, rolling down the shoulders, opening up the chest. And then let's come up into your cat stretch. Rounding up through the shoulders and the back. Taking your head and your tailbone away from each other and sitting back down onto your heels. And again, let's draw the body to pull up and through. And then drawing up into your cat stretch. Rounding up through the shoulders and up through your back. Taking the head and the tailbone away. And sitting all of the way back down onto your heels. And again, let's bring the body to pull up and through. And now curling the toes, sending the hips away, and lowering your head down through your arms, looking up towards your belly. Coming forwards into a plank, gazing slightly ahead, bending with your knees, and sitting back down onto your heels. And again, let's gently glide your body to pull up and through, rolling down your shoulders, lifting the chin, curling the toes, sending the hips away and head down through your arms, coming forwards into your plank, and then bending with your knees, and sitting all of the way back down onto your heels. And again, bring the body up and through, curling the toes and pressing off into a nice long downward facing dog. Draw forwards into a strong high plank. Bend your knees and sitting all of the way back. And again, bring the body to pull up and through. Curling the toes, sending the hips away and the head down through your arms. Coming forwards into a high plank. And then bending your knees and sitting on back. One more time. Bring the body up and through, rolling down the shoulders, curling the toes, and this time staying in your down dog, walking the feet from one to the other, and just treading it gently down. Feel that stretch coming up into your lower back. You're looking upwards, underneath your body, up towards your belly. Your hands are facing straight up, so always be aware of your hand placement, your feet placement. Now let's come down upon your knees and just land your right foot forwards. Take your right hand down to the outside of your right foot for me and bringing up your left arm and take a little bit of an arc to come over, looking up towards your hand. Feel that stretch coming up into the side of your body. And then taking your hand all of the way back down. Curl the toes, lift up the back knee, turning open and raising your right arm. And if it feels okay to today, draw open your front foot, go to the outside edge of your back foot and draw the arm back a little bit further. And then coming all of the way back round, letting your knee back down upon the floor. And let's raise your arms high to the ceiling. And if you can, taking your right hand back behind the left. Coming into a little bit of a shoulder girdle stretch here. Chin lifts. And letting your arms all the way back down. We'll move back onto that back knee. Dig the heel in, draw the toes back. And let's press away through the tailbone. Pressing from the centre of your chest downwards. If you feel a little bit of tightness behind the knee, just soften the knee. Try not to push against it. And let's draw the body back on up. Come around onto your knees for me. Clasping your fingers to come high above your head. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, activate your waist. And take a little bit of a release out into the side of your body. Breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, activate your waist. And again, take that bend out into the side of your body. Breathing in, coming all the way up. Breathe out, letting your arms back down. Let's step forwards with your left foot. Place down your left hand to the outside of your foot. Bring your right arm up and over, looking up towards your hand. Feel that stretch coming up into the right hand side of your body. Just breathing into it, looking up towards your hand if you can. Take the hand back down to the floor, curl the toes, lifting the back knee and opening up to the left. Again, nice strong weight bearing down onto that front foot, straightening the back leg. And we can turn open the front foot if you want to go deeper. You'll feel a stretch coming a little bit deeper into the hip and the glutes of the leg that you've turned open. Letting your knee down onto the floor, shoulders roll back and softly raising your arms. Left hand back behind the right. Take a couple of deep breaths here. So a little bit of a deeper hip flexor stretch going on. And then letting your arms all of the way back down again. Moving back onto that back knee, drawing back through with your toes, arching through your lower back. And just again, seeing if you can draw the toes up a little bit more today and press from the centre of your chest. Breathing, nice deep breaths, try not to hold your breath. And relaxing back out. Now, if you'd like to bring yourself around onto your back for me, and just draw your heels in touching distance. Have your feet set up so they're about a hip distance apart. And just to begin with today, roll the shoulders. So hunch them up towards your ears and roll them down. Again, roll them up and down. Just notice any crunching, okay? It's quite normal. Ligaments, okay, getting a little bit of a reorganization. And then walking your shoulders down and wriggling out your neck from your shoulders. Working your lower back down upon the floor. Find how your imprint is feeling for you today, and then release your back up and away from the ground. Work your lower back again, press it down upon the floor. And then releasing and pressing and settling out into a natural position there with your lower back. Now take a really lovely deep breath in through your nose. And as you breathe out through Again, as you breathe in, ribcage widens, belly remains flat. As you breathe out, draw the navel back to the spine, pull up behind the surface muscles, start to feel that sensation of the waist drawing in a little bit tighter. As you breathe in, the ribcage widens. And as you breathe out, picking up from the pelvic floor, imagining that you could draw your hip bones closer together and then pulling in and pulling on up. Couple more breaths just on their own. So you're breathing in, and then as you breathe out, engaging with the core, connecting. And again, deep breath in. And as you breathe out, draw the navel back to the spine, engaging, connecting. All right, now I'm going to work us up firstly into shoulder bridge this today. Okay, so as we take a deep breath in, as you breathe out, imprinting your back and peeling the spine carefully off the ground until you come up onto your upper back and your feet. Breathing in, and then breathing out as you lower carefully without clenching your buttocks through your imprint and back to neutral. Breathing in, and breathing out. As you draw away from the ground, drive your energy through your thighs, through your knees, into your big toes. Breathing in, breathing out, lowering vertebrae by vertebrae into an imprint and back to neutral. Breathing in, as you breathe out, imprint your back, peel the spine, lift all the way up and away from the ground. Breathing in, breathing out as you lower carefully, vertebrae by vertebrae, imprint and back out to neutral. I'm going to add arms in today, okay, in which case you can always leave this out. As I breathe out, I'm drawing the back up and away from the ground. Staying in the lifted position, breathing in, raising your arms. As you breathe out, take your arms back, but try not to raise your shoulders or let your shoulder blades leave the ground. Breathing in as you raise your arms, and then breathing out, lowering your arms and your back down together and release onto the floor. Breathing in, breathing out carefully, lift up through the back. Breathing in as you raise both arms softly. Breathing out, engage the core a little bit harder as your arms go back. Breathing in as you raise your arms back up again. And breathing out, lowering your back and your arms all of the way back down. Breathing in, as you breathe out, imprinting your back, peeling your spine all of the way up and away from the ground. Breathing in as you raise both of your arms. Breathing out and engaging your core a little bit stronger as your arms go back. Breathing in, bring your arms back up again. And breathing out as you lower all of the way back down. We're going to do that one more time. Breathing in, breathing out, ripple the back. Try not to clench the buttocks. Breathing in as you raise your arms. Breathing out, engaging the core as you take your arms back. Breathing in as you raise your arms back up again. And then breathing out, lowering your back and your arms all of the way back down to the floor. And just take your legs out and along the ground for me. Stretch your legs out, walk your heels away, wriggle down your shoulders. And just as you bring one leg up towards the ceiling, breathe in. As you lower your leg down, breathing out. Swapping to the other leg. Just give the legs a little bit of a stretch out really here. Breathing in and breathing out as you lower. But as you raise your leg, I just want you to try and be aware. If your hamstrings are feeling tightness, you can be aware of that quite quickly. I want you to bend your knee just slightly and be aware that you've also got a neutral back. Okay, so as you bring your leg up, if your back pushes against the floor, that will be an indication that the hamstrings are holding a bit of tension and your back is being shifted backwards. Probably that's not going to happen if I'm honest. Generally, we tend to back away from the discomfort before that happens. Alright, but just so that you're aware. Breathing in, pointing your toes, and then breathing out again, pointing your toes as you press away. Really trying to stretch that leg away from the body. One more time. breathing in and out. So I want to go to the 100, okay, I want to get that in early for you today. So if you could, again, place the feet back to the ground, come back into your really good strong neutral, and bring your legs up, if you can. All right, and if you've discovered your hamstrings a little tight today, bend your knees. If they're okay to straighten, press them away. Coming up with head and shoulders, you may be supporting your head, okay, on a little block today, or you may be using your hands. If you're patting the air, bring your arms down. Bring again your shoulders away from your ears. You've got the distance of a fist between your chin and your chest. Maybe shut your eyes and focus. As you breathe in, the ribs are widening. As you breathe out, the ribs are closing, the base drawing in. Okay, I like to think of a little orange sponge inside of my body, and as I breathe out, I'm squeezing and sponge really hard with my core strength. Breathing in, of course that's never going to happen, that's not an actual thing, but something that you can use just as a little bit of an imagination about how to keep yourself inspired, to keep moving on that core strength. I'm going with 30, 33, 34, 35, 6, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 3, 44, 45, 46, 7, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 3, 54, 55, 56, 7, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 3, 64, 65, 66, 7, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 3, 74, 75, 6, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 3, 84, 85, 86, 7, 88, 89, 90 with 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Bending your knees and lowering your body back. And just taking your right ankle upon your left thigh for me. And either holding onto your left hamstring or holding onto your left shin. Just flexing out your right foot, drawing the knee to open. Just taking a little bit more of a stretch there into your hips and your glutes. Okay, and let's get ready to swap legs. Reaching around, either holding onto your hamstring or your shin. And letting it go. Okay, now rolling over onto your side for me. And lengthening your body out and along the floor. Let's point the toes, lay your head out and along your arm. Feel that you have your hips stacked up. And we're going to start off today by breathing out and lifting that top leg, extending it away from you, and breathing into lower. So here, working into range of motion, breathing out, working into glute medius, the upper back region of your buttock. And as you extend the leg, when you're breathing out, try and feel the sensation of drawing the waist away from the floor as you lift. Again, breathing out to extend away and breathing in as you lower. Again, breathing out, let's press the leg away and breathing into lower. Nice easy stretch away and lower. Just a couple more like that. Really working into the range of motion. And back down. One more. And then today I'm going to hold the leg up, but not quite as high. I'm going to draw the bottom leg to it. So breathing out to slowly bring the bottom leg up, breathing into lower. Now, if your balance is good, taking away your hand support and laying it out and along your thigh. Breathing out to lift the bottom leg up, breathing in to lower. And again, finding that balance, breathing in to lower. If you can, point your toes and really stretch through your leg line on both of your legs. And remember, it wants to be the whole leg. So if you've got a tendency to want to make the foot come up higher, maybe there's a little bit of a weakness on the inner thigh muscles. You want the whole of the leg to close up there for you. You're going to be feeling that top thigh working. Glute medius is really working now because it's holding you in position. Breathing out to lift. Going to ease that off in just a moment. 2 more. Breathing out, lift and lower. Good. 1 more. And then lower the legs down. Just pop those knees forwards. Let's take off that tension. Take a hold of the top leg and draw the knee back. Now just letting your leg relax first of all. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, draw the knee back a little if you can. Finding that quad stretch. Relaxing it back out. Drawing your body up onto your elbow and drawing your knees in front of you. Coming into a side bend. Now if you don't want to weight bear too much today, this is the position I would get you to stay in. So the knees are forwards of the body, the navel, the face is facing forwards. And as you lift up, we breathe out, we tip and we reach all the way over as far as we can. And breathing into lower. Alright? What I always say with this one is really find your technique. Okay? Because if our technique isn't good, when we go up onto the hand and the foot, we're going to get into all sorts of positions to try and make it happen. But like I say, so you want to think about the spine bending and arcing. So when we come up onto our hand, want to line through. Luckily I've got a line down the middle of my mat. So I put my hand on, I put my heel of my other leg on top. Then I know I'm completely straight. Then when I lift, I'm connecting the inner thighs and I'm reaching all of the way over. I'm breathing into lower. So the difference it makes is because when you lift, you want to keep the body in the best symmetrical alignment that you can work to today with your body. Alright, so if we started tipping forwards, this is what I see sometimes, is people pushing their bottom up, you know? Okay, you can see the difference there, can't you? You're not going to be achieving the same thing from the position, you're not going to be using the same muscles at all. So it needs to be that the technique is drawing the body over, and I say this a lot, but it's like you're sliding your body up between 2 panes of glass. Alright, so your bottom doesn't stick out, your head doesn't hang forwards, but it's going over the top. And if you imagine the line of your spine, just imagine seeing it making an arc from your tailbone all the way to the head. Alright, so it draws all the way over and across. A couple more if you can. Again, I know it's a tricky position, so if you need to stop at any point, you can, obviously. 1 more. Alright, coming all of the way back down. Alright, swing it round. We're going to do the other side straight off today. Lengthening out and along the floor. Stacking up your hips. Pushing away through with your toes. Feel that you have one hip on top of the other. And then as you raise the top leg, breathing out, extending the leg away. And breathing in as you lower. As you take the leg away from the body, open up that range of motion. And breathing into lower. Think about letting the synovial fluid flow a little bit easier through the joint. Alright, it wants to. But if we stop making these ranges of motion, the movement of the joint becomes less. The muscles, the ligaments become tighter and they're less less encouraged to actually allow for this movement to happen. This is why it's important, okay? Because we want to keep our range of motion, particularly if we find that we have a job that means that we're sat down for longer. We need to keep the hips moving, all right? Because they just get sat on all of the time, all right? They get a little bit tighter, the back gets a little bit tighter. If the hips are more open, the lower back will be freer as well. All right, now taking up both of your, top leg staying up and the bottom leg's drawing to it. So you're breathing out to lift, breathing into lower. As you lift, breathing out. If your balance is okay, take away your hand support. Breathing out to raise the bottom leg up into lower. Really think about the inner thigh muscles doing a really great job there on the under leg. Breathing out, pulling up into lower. And then again, engaging with your core. Keep that core locking on. Try not to go into your back strength. All right? Or you may have good, strong back. Okay? Anyway, but you don't have to always rely on using it. All right, 2 more there. Breathing out to lift and lower. 1 more. And then just gently let the knees draw down. Soften at the knees. And then taking a hold of that top foot and drawing your knee back again. Just finding a nice good stretch along the front of your thigh. Sit back out again. Let's draw up onto your elbow. And let's draw those knees forwards of your body. Open back your shoulders and your chest. Okay, now as we come up, breathing out into your side bend, reaching it up and over. And breathing in as you lower. Again, breathing out to lift. Into lower, and if it's an elbows and knees day to day, stay there, carry on. If you're trying a few there, up onto your hand and your foot, take a moment, line everything up, open the knees, open the chest, and then as you lift, breathing out and bending out from the waist and reaching over, breathing in as you lower. Continue with the gaze, coming straight ahead, breathing out to reach. Breathing into lower. Really again, snap the core on as you leave the ground. Alright, give your body purpose to use the core. Remember in Pilates, we're using the core when the body's at its most vulnerable point of the exercise, which hopefully you'll agree is when you're at full extension, reaching over. So that's where that core really comes into its own. Breathing into lower. And again, as well as that, we're strengthening up through the shoulders. And if you're up onto your hand, you're also strengthening up through the wrist as well. And lower, last one there if you can. Breathing out to reach. And breathing in. All right. Now, coming around, I'm going to come onto my heels. So I'm going to sit back onto my heels. But if you're not comfortable here, by all means have a high kneel. Now, I'm just going to do a little bit of release work on the shoulders. Okay, now the first one I'm going to do is that we come back, we reach back as if we're about to take the fingers and then we open it out. So we reach back as if we were to take the fingers and we open it back. So taking it back, open back. Now you may touch the fingers, you may not. What I want you to try not to do is move your head. Alright, because obviously if you move your head forwards, there's much more chance that you'll find the fingers, isn't there? Alright, but I want you to try and get that range of motion with your body upright. And that's why I'm saying it's a little bit easier. You can do this cross-legged, but I find that most people get a little bit more from the shoulders when they're kneeling up. Alright, because you have a better position there with your back. Oh, just check also, if you're a little like me, I tend to sit and arch my back a lot. So if you're an archer in the back, just tuck your bottom under. I find when I clench my buttocks, my back becomes a bit straighter. All right, it doesn't hurt you, it's just some people are naturally a little bit more swingy in the back. All right, it's okay. It's a good thing for yoga. You find your back bones are a little bit more back. All right, now my second one. I'm going to come up through with my fingers, and then I'm drawing one elbow back and drawing back up and drawing down and back. Now, can you touch your thumb to your shoulder? Yeah, and then back. And again, thumb to shoulder and back. Again, keep the head up. And these are just really simple things that you could do, all right, just to keep the shoulders going. Do this, sitting, watching the telly. Do this while you're waiting for part of your dinner to cook. Lift and down. Two more, lift and down. One more, up and down. All right, bring it over. Give those shoulders a little bit of a roll off. Okay, now they should be nice and warm, okay? I'm now going to make them work a little bit harder. So we're going to go into your plank and we're going to hold for 20 breaths, okay? So good static hold here. We now know that the shoulders need to remain down, all right? So I want you to ride them down into your body. Squeeze your armpits in so you kind of clench back down the shoulder blades. Pull up on your bottom rib, as always, all right? You want to keep a neutral back. And, you know, do this on your knees, do this on your toes, whatever would make it feel better for you today. Or you can do half and half, all right? Don't feel that you know, it's got to be the same all the way through. Spreading your fingers, and just check out your middle fingers going straight up. Wrists in alignment with your elbows, elbows in alignment with your shoulders, bottom rib pulled up. Walk out the knees if you can, and gaze slightly beyond your fingers. Send out your breath, breathing in, and breathing out. Breathing in, and breathing out. Keep going, although you'll find that you need your core locked on pretty much all of the time. All right, but if you can, just really draw awareness to it on your out breath. Breathe in, and out 6, in, out 7, in, out 8, looking slightly ahead, in, out 9, in, out 10, in, out 11, in, out 12, in, out 13, in, out 14, in, out 15, in, out 16, in, out 17, in, out 18, in, out 19, and in, out 20. Lower your body all of the way back down. All right, now turn your feet slightly in towards each other. Bring your arms down by your side and just drop your forehead down there for a moment. And just go for a couple of shoulder circles. So rolling those shoulders loosely back. And try and think about how your shoulder blade moves back. And again, like I was saying earlier, it's just trying to almost like pinch it into the center of your back. And when we work into breaststroke, try and do that. Try and really activate range of motion, circulation around the middle of your upper back. So let's start off breathing in, rolling both of your shoulders back and off the ground. As you breathe out, engage your core, lift and hover. Breathing in to stay, and breathing out to lower and shoulders rest back down. Breathing in, roll back your shoulders. Breathing out, engaging the core as you lift. Breathing in, stay. And breathing out to lower and shoulders come back down. Breathing in, shoulders roll back. And breathing out to engage the core to lift. Breathing in to stay, and then breathing out to lower. And today, if you don't want to work it much further than this, carry on. Do rest if you need to, or breathing in, shoulders back. Breathing out, lift and hover, and then go circle the arms forwards. Breathing in to reach your arms up, and then breathing out as you draw your arms back. Breathing in to reach your arms forwards, and breathing out as you draw back. And again, breathing in to reach forwards, breathing out, navel back to the spine as you draw back. Again, breathing in to reach up, breathing out, engaging as you draw back. Again, nice long neck, trying not to hunch your shoulders, trying to reach it out without changing the position of your body. 2 more. Breathing in, reaching forwards, breathing out to draw back. 1 more time, and out as you draw back and down. Okay, now gently moving yourself back up onto your hands and knees. I'm going to come to thread the needle as a stretch. I'm also going to offer up that we take an inner thigh stretch onto this as well. You don't have to, all right? So I'm going to use the leg that's closest to you. So whatever leg you go out with, you're taking the same arm beneath you, okay? And then you take a twist out in the opposite direction. So I'm lowering my shoulder down, my legs going out to the side, and I'm looking back towards the hand that's gone underneath. All right, but if you just want to take the arm underneath, that would be fine. As always, you can move around the other hand because your head is on the floor. So you can take it up or you can drop it back behind you. Okay, whatever would make that feel good for you today. Then bring your body back on up and swap it over. So taking the other leg away, and then letting your arm underneath, other way. So same arm as leg, but you go in opposite directions. So the leg goes out to the side, the arm goes beneath you, but it's the same arm as leg that you're using. And then with that hand, you can use it in front, you can reach it up, you can drop it back behind you. I prefer to have it just in front, but it's up to you. Gently bring it back on up and bring yourself around to seated. Now working into your roll back, and we're a little further along in the class today before I put this in, so I'm hoping that for you have a little bit more range in the back. So I will offer up a little rolling today. Please don't feel you have to take this, alright? So if you would prefer to stick with your roll back, that is going to be absolutely fine, but I'll give you some other alternatives today. So my hands are on my thighs, I'm taking a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, it's just gently going to draw the ribs down and towards your hips, and just stopping out at halfway, breathing in, and then breathing out as we draw all of the way back up. Okay, and again, deep breath in, and breathing out. All right, now if your back is behaving well, you might be able to go a little bit further. All right, breathing in and breathing out to draw all the way up. You don't have to, it's not a must. All right, deep breath in. I'm doing 1 more of these and then I'm going to offer up some rolling positions. Breathing out, breathing in at the bottom and breathing out. So if your back is really moving well into the floor, and you're getting to touch every single vertebrae along the ground today. All right, because every day is different. You may be ready to try a little bit of a roll out today. So I'm going to put my hands on the floor by my side, tip the feet up off the ground, and as I roll backwards, breathing in, and as I come up, breathing out. All right, but like I say, we want it to be smooth, because if it's not very smooth, it's going to feel jolty and you're going to feel a bump bump as you go back, all right? That will be the back just missing out certain parts okay, of the roll. So don't worry, if you've got that going on today, certainly don't take it any further than this one. All right, now my next stage, I'm going to bring the hands around the front of my shins and start to work into rolling like a ball. So I've got my head nicely tucked in, breathing in to go back and out to come forwards. So I'm going to try not to flick the legs. I'm going to try and keep the legs in the same position, breathing in and out. All right, that's it. And if your legs are tucked in, you're not leg kicking, then you might feel ready to try an open leg rocker. Now with my open leg rocker, like I always say with this one, is don't throw yourself back just for the purpose of getting onto the floor. Curve the spine, go to the point of no return, and then let it roll. And then, when you come up, use your abdominals to bring you back to that stopping point. But again, it's all about the control that you're using. And you're just going up onto your shoulder blades, not going onto your neck. Breathing in, and when you come out of it, pull yourself up tall and draw down your shoulders. All right, so try not to hump your shoulders right up by your ears. And then lifting up and balancing. One more. Okay, good. All right, let's place those legs down. And I'm coming into the saw. So by all means, with this position, have your legs crossed or sit up on a block. Okay, try and be as upright as you can. Going the opposite way around to what the last position was using for the body. So I'm opening out through with my arms. As I turn, breathing in. And as you breathe out, round the spine a little and bring your arm back up behind you. Breathing in to draw the body up. And breathing out, engaging your core as you come to the middle. Breathing in, turning your upper body. Breathing out, a little bit of a round there through your back as you lengthen across. Breathing in, draw the body up. Breathing out, navel back to the spine. Keep the shoulders down, collarbone open. Breathing in to turn. Breathing out, lengthening on over, arm coming up behind you. Breathing in, draw up. Breathing out, pull up through the belly beneath you. Breathing in, rotating. Breathing out, gently drawing over and across. Breathing in, coming up. And breathing out, navel back to the spine. Sitting up nice and tall. Breathing in as you turn. And breathing out, gently drawing your body over and across. Breathing in, lift. Breathing out, belly pulls back as you come to the middle. Breathing in as you turn. Breathing out, over you go. Breathing in, draw up. Breathing out as you come back to the middle. Option here to either do a couple with your arms across your chest or with your fingers by your temples. Breathing in to rotate. And then breathing out to round over your thigh. Breathing in to draw the body up. Breathing out, engaging the core back to the center. Breathing in, turning your upper body. And breathing out, rounding over the thigh. Breathing in, drawing the body up. Breathing out, engaging the core, keep the chest open. One more set. Breathing in to turn. Breathing out, drawing over the thigh. Breathing in as you come back on up. Breathing out, engaging your core back to the middle. Breathing in as you turn. And breathing out, drawing over the thigh. Breathing in, coming up. And breathing out, engaging the core back to the center and letting your arms down. All right, bring your legs together and let's float the body all the way back down to the floor. Just coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. And relax the shoulders and the neck. Now coming into the ab prep. Bring your hands back behind your head, let the elbows open. Breathing in through the nose, nodding the chin. As you breathe out, engage the core, pull up, lift and raise the upper body. Breathing in to stay. And breathing out, engaging with your core as you lower. Breathing in, nodding the chin. Breathing out, engaging the core as you lift. Breathing in, breathing out, engaging the core as you lower. I'm going to sort of amalgamate two positions in together in a moment. But breathing in, nodding the chin. If you would like to, breathing out, extending your right leg. Breathing in, and breathing out, engaging the core as you lower. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extending your left leg. Breathing in, and then breathing out as you lower. Now taking the soles of your feet together. Breathing out to press the legs away. If you can, lift your upper body when you extend. Breathing in, draw head and shoulders down as the legs come down. Breathing out, lift, engage, maintain that neutral back. Breathing in to lower, place the feet back down. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extend your right leg, lift your upper body. Breathing in to stay. Breathing out, draw that leg back in, lower yourself back down. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extend through your left leg. Breathing in. Breathing out as you draw back down, soles of the feet together. Breathing out as you lift, extend both legs away to double leg extension. Breathing in to draw down, do that again. Breathing out to press out and away. Breathing in, draw down, feet back on the floor, one more set. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extending through your right leg. Breathing in, breathing out, lowering your body back on down. Breathing in, nod the chin. Breathing out, extending left leg, belly pulls back. Breathing in, breathing out, soles of the feet together. As you lift, breathing out, double leg extension, press away. Breathing in, lower everything down. One more time. Breathing out, pressing away. And breathing in to draw back down. Plant the feet back down on the floor. I'm going to go into a little bit of a neck release here. So first of all, I'd like us just to turn our gaze to one side and see if you can get your ear on the ground. So maybe once you get there, lift your head up and take your ear a little bit further down to the ground. And again, inch your fingers down by your side to keep drawing the stretch so that the neck isn't getting bunched up by the shoulders. Towards your chest and giving yourself a deep double chin. So you've got to make that sad mouth. Okay, so the corners of your mouth go down, the back of the neck goes to the floor. And then release. Turn your head the other way. So taking your head over. Again, lift your head up maybe. See if you can go over a little bit further. And then again, creep your fingers a little bit further down towards your feet. Slowly to the middle, and again, let's try it again. Stretch out the back of the neck. So giving yourself a deep double chin. We're doing our best to try and get the back of the neck to the floor. And I know if your neck is quite high from the ground, you're probably thinking that's impossible. But it's like anything, it's just practice. So just drawing the chin down and just holding it there. You just want to hold it, if you're going to practice this, hold it for about a count of 5 and then come back up. And then do it about 5 times. And what you'll find is by the end of the week, you'll definitely get your neck on the floor. And releasing. Okay, let's gently move yourself over to one side. Bring yourself back on up. Reach in underneath and take a hold of your elbows and then wriggle it down so you can find that lower back stretch. Finding your fingers underneath your knees and then drawing back. And turning the fingers to hold the opposite way around. Around to a seated position of your choice. Take your right arm across your body, left arm underneath. Either leave it as a rear shoulder stretch or fold your arms up. Either stay back to back with your hands or find your wrist or your thumb. And then maybe raising your arms a little bit higher. Back down, swap it over, coming in again for a rear shoulder stretch here, drawing your arms upwards, just feel the shoulder blades gently being encouraged away from each other. Letting your arms down. I always think this feels nice on this next stretch after that last one. Finding the fingers, opening back with your shoulders, sitting up tall, drawing the head down. If you do find your knuckles get to the ground quite quickly, by all means come around, sit on your heels. Just again, like I said earlier, being risen a little bit higher sometimes changes everything. And now tucking your chin across, looking down into the corner of your body. And head coming through to the middle and across and over to the other side. And then coming through to the middle, raising the head back up and just slowly taking one ear over towards one shoulder, as if you're taking your head diagonally out to the corner of the room. And then go the other way, taking the head out again, sort of trying to draw, if you can, your head outwards in a diagonal angle away from the body. and coming back to the middle. Bring your arms ahead of you. Take a nice big stretch across the middle of your upper back. As you come up, breathing in, keeping the shoulders down, using your abdominals, keeping the head up, breathing out, lowering your arms back down. And again, letting the arms brush forwards, round the upper back. As you come up, breathing in, arms come up nice and high, shoulders are down, breathing out, open the chest and back and down. One more time, switch those arms forwards, tucking the head in, breathing in as you come up. Breathing out, opening it all the way back down. Good. All right, give your shoulders a little bit of a loosen off. Now next week, guys, is Good Friday, and I'm offering up the two classes, the Pilates and the yoga class, at a slightly different time, because as we discovered last week, most of us aren't working. So if you would like to join me next Good Friday, which is the 2nd of April, at 11 AM, and if you're interested, the yoga will be at 12:30. Okay, I don't think that's anybody, but if you wanted to do both, you could, if you found yourself with a little bit of time. I know that some people are away and they're doing other things. Cool, enjoy, all right, and then we'll all resume back to normal, but there will be an email coming out to you which will explain all of that in detail.